Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Art Traveler. Today I visit one of my good friend's studio at Aron's studio.
And Wesley, my business partner, we came back to Hong Kong in 2016 after working for a while overseas, and we actually started the practice without any clients or like major commissions. We started with a self-developed, self-initiated project with a set of 3D printed texture ring in metal, and then slowly we took on more interior jobs, and we took on our first like real commission on M+, an exhibition design, which leads us to more and more projects afterwards. And then we realized, probably we can take it seriously and really earn a living through working on our own studio. Napp means short, like nap, sleep in the noon. It sounds like relaxing and less burden. Well, burdenless design is one of our major mission in achieving. We don't want something that is too heavy or too serious to take on, because we are trying to design things for everyday lives. And adding a P at the back, actually NAPP, Napp, means the small kind of little minute velvet texture or grain on a piece of cloth, and that's what interests me and us. All the little details that beautifies the overall. It makes a huge difference on the texture and all the details, and that's always what we try to achieve in achieving beauty and in the design and realization through the concerns of the really minute parts. It used to be the garment industry, the factory, which makes textile. This is one of the largest space, which is currently as an entrance atrium. So this atrium has a really beautiful skylight and spotlight during the night as well. So this project is for the Hong Kong Institute of Architects annual awards last year. So we were trying to strike a relationship between the mills and architecture in Hong Kong. So we thought of how about we use fabrics or textile as the primary material for the construction of the space, and to find the typical form of architecture to create the space. So we started off with a primary hut roof silhouette, which is more intimate and inviting, and slowly progressing and changing into a triangular temple form of the drape, which is used as a prize ceremony stage. So along the way, while you reading on the panels, you will also experience an open and close of a transition of light and shadow play along this whole progression. Eventually, we didn't use the traditional fabrics, but we picked a composite new synthetic material, which is called TFAC. It's a composite between the fabric and the paper, which we can print directly on the paper with the for the exhibition panels and the exhibition identity. So the whole construction is super light. We only have these fabrics and the frame on the top, so we can allow the maximum sunlight to shine on the fabric and play with the shadow and light.
Okay.
What does the flower market mean to Hong Kong people? We understand it as a pre-temple visit, because we visit the temple for luck and prosperity on the first day or second day of the New Year's, and this flower market we usually visit it before the New Year's. So we thought, how about we translate the whole flower market into a pre-temple? So we borrow the archetypical form of a traditional temple gate and translate into an abstract spatial structure in copper. So it's very easily to install and dismantle, as well as having this kind of glittering, which can be seen from far without a really huge bulky form when you walk in close up. So it becomes an icon that you can see from highways around Causeway Bay, and it attracts you to the flower market. It's called LUCIDA Basilica. is a proposal for Oxford Street for the Christmas light installation project. So that project we thought, oh, so what can we do other than Christmas shopping? Because Oxford Street is a very famous shopping street. So we thought about the very original acts of the Christmas is to celebrate with your family and friends with the same kind of belief. So we borrowed the form of the St. Paul's Cathedral, the largest London's cathedral, and we tried to hybridize it and elongate to cover the whole Oxford Street. So the whole act of going to the Oxford Street could be a kind of ceremonial happenings that's more than just shopping. So we translated the St. Paul's Cathedral with the articulation in light bulbs, and we elongated and hybridized in a contemporary way to dematerialize the whole cathedral into a light installation. This is a signage for a project that was just completed in June. It's called Recess at HARBOURFRONT. This is actually a year-long project since last June or July. It's a co-design project. We started off, because this project is to be installed at the Tama Park, which is a park. So we thought, how about we try to develop something that is not really built, but to encourage people to interact with the space through play. So we interviewed and collected a whole oral history with a session, through a session with the first, we call Generation Z, the first group of child that is after the war. So we collected a lot of different games, and we actually developed a set of cards, which is the childhood traditional Hong Kong games related to the space. And after that, we invited another group of secondary school students and to co-design a set of new games that hybridized it with the elderly. So we eventually realized 5 different games that with different rules and different speed and different kind of capability to be inclusive for all. And through the play and the interaction, we encourage inclusive play with different ages, different capabilities, and to explore the play with body and space. We were pretty fortunate to work on different projects of different scales and with different organizations and people. And we always try to find at least one thing to try in each project, from furniture, product, installation, and architecture and interiors. So the biggest vision will be continue our path and really sophisticate our journey and our design. And moreover, to continue our philosophy on the design of the beauty through the really minute details that everyone likes, and but not